Good day everyone, I'm Hurley Borafy Reviews here, back at it again with my review for the KZ, but this time it's the Taurus. I do believe it is one of the recent slash latest KZ IMs from KZ. It's been a while since I have reviewed or even personally listened to a KZ IM, which is quite refreshing actually because they seem to do things differently this time. Okay? But before I proceed, I'd like to thank Keep Hi-Fi for sending this unit to me in an exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Rest assured that all of my reviews are honest and transparent to the core like I always do. For the benefit of everybody, of course, including me, since again and again, I won't be editing this extensively. English isn't really my native language, and I prefer writing reviews rather than recording them. Okay? Okay. So, to give you an idea, the KZ Taurus is one of the recent or one of the latest IEMs from KZ. It costs around $20 or 1,000 pesos in Philippine money. And it comes with three different colors. The transparent one, which I have here, a black semi-transparent version, and a white, solid white version, which I really like. I also requested to review that kind of colorway, but the KZ or slash Keep Hi-Fi said that when I requested that time, the time that I requested it, sorry, it seems that the solid white is out of stock. But by the time that I record this video, most likely it is in stock. And if you ask me which is the color that I want, I prefer the solid white option because it's been a while since KZ made a solid white IM colorway. Okay, so here's the box. So the box on this one is nothing new, nothing crazy. It is your usual KZ IM, that's for sure. If there's nothing new here, especially if you're using or you've encountered KZ IMs for the past, I don't know, years, almost a decade actually, for those people like me who are using slash listening to KZs for a decade now. And yes, it is your usual minimal packaging, nothing new here, with some basic information here as well, as you can see. So the specifications on this one, it is 36 ohms with 105 decibels. It is in QDC connection, or also known as KZ C-pin, which I am not a fan of, but at the same time it doesn't really matter that much to me if we're talking practicality here and such. Okay? Okay. So there's that. There's nothing new here. There's nothing extravagant here. And from what I know, this uses a two self, as you can see there, two self-developed 8mm super linear dynamic drivers. I don't know what that exactly means, but from what I understand and what I have experienced, KZ always uses their own custom dynamic drivers. They don't outsource from what I know, but I could be wrong on that one. Please do correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Okay? So, here's the box. Here's the box and the accessories that it comes with. Again, nothing new here. There's no pouch. There's no even cable winders here are absent. There's nothing new here except for two yeah, three pairs of ear tips and the cable and the IM itself. Pretty bare bones, pretty much basic at this point. It's like beating a dead horse actually, but yeah, it is what it is. If you're buying KZ IMs, do expect that you'll get basically bare bones in their releases, okay? And here's the cable. Again, the cable is nothing new here. It is very simple, very minimal. And at the same time, it could be better. In my humble opinion, they could have it twisted or something like that. But yeah, they chose this one. And here's the IMs itself, as you can see here. I do love the design. I really love the design. I do love the design, as you can see. But at the same time, I prefer it in solid black or white colorway because it speaks premium, or it speaks some premium silhouette whenever I see that solid white colorway. But the transparent colorway is nice as well. Beggars can be choosers, okay? They have just sent this to me. I don't usually request as much as possible because it is a common courtesy, or it is an etiquette for me Okay, as you can see here, here's the IM itself. It is very transparent. You can even see the drivers here. You can see there. And yep, KZ logo there. Probably a crossover. You can see there. Yeah, so nothing crazy, nothing new here. The design is, I'd say, unique, but at the same time it isn't really new. I've seen this design on their sets before, so it's nothing really new to me. Okay, now as for the fit, comfort, and isolation, I have no problems wearing the KZA Taurus for long periods of time, or long listening sessions, or even on commutes, because it is lightweight. It is definitely lightweight. It is quite comfortable. It is deep enough, but not too deep and not too shallow either, so you'll have no problems um in theory when using the KZ Taurus. But if we're going to be specific, those people with very small sets of ears might feel that the KZ Taurus is on the chunkier side of things, because look at that width. As you can see, it is quite chunky in terms of width. I'm not sure if this is necessary, but yeah, KZ being KZ, yes. Okay, okay. As for the drivability, again, I had no problems with this one, but based on my experience, it seems to be a little bit choosy when it comes to the dongles. I have tried and tested this on any cheap dongle that I could owned or loaned. Like for example, I have the Venture Electronics Odo. I also had loaned an Apple dongle from a friend of mine during our mini meet. I have also tried it with the Beishus dongle or a Ugreen dongle, and it seems that it sounds less dynamic. I'm not sure how to put it in a very specific way, but it sounds less dynamic and more compressed in sound when paired with those dongles. Whereas when I pair this with, like, for example, the Snowski Melody, the Venture Electronics Devastator, or probably a J Kali JM6, the sound on this one is very good. It pairs well with those types of dongles. So, in my opinion and based on my experience, you can pair the KZ Taurus with at least a dongle with at least 2 VRMs of power for good measure. It seems to be a little bit picky when it comes to the dongle. It prefers, or a source that it pairs with, because this pairs well with my HBR4, and yes, this also pairs well with my Fosi Audio SKO2, Venture Electronics Megatron, all those beefy stuff. So I'm not saying that you should pair this with a beefy dongle, like for example with a dongle with a 510 milliwatts of power. That's crazy. Or a dongle with a, I don't know, 4.4 connection. Although the world is your oyster, by all means, if you want to use a 4.4 connection on this one, might please do if you want to. But at the same time, you just need at least 2 VRMs of power for this to pair, probably scale and shine the most, because having this in an underpowered dongle or a basic dongle will cripple the sound, in my opinion. Okay? Okay. So when powered properly or when paired properly, how does the KZ Taurus sound? Well, the KZ Taurus is a little bit different. Yes, the KZ Taurus, in my humble opinion, is one of those KZ sets that I have encountered that sounds a little bit different than the usual KZ sound. If you're unfamiliar with the KZ sound, the KZ sound is, in today's time, in this recent time, based on their recent IEMs, sounds mildly V-shaped, either mildly V-shaped or U-shaped or Harman-shaped or Harman-tuned to my ears. So you should expect a KZIM with a with an elevated bass, with an elevated treble, with a energetic mids or some stuff like that. But this time the KZ Taurus is quite different. It is quite different, even the when compared to the CCA Duo, which I have reviewed before, or the KZ Vader, or any, even the KZ Castor is very different from the KZ Taurus, because the KZ Taurus here actually sounds neutral, which to my I am really surprised. I am surprised that this sounds neutral for a KZ. If we're being specific, the KZ Taurus sounds like it is a mild U-shaped. It is a mild U-shaped on this configuration, of course, because of the ear tips. I'll explain it in just a second. But the KZ Taurus, to be specific, is a mildly U-shaped sounding IEM with a little bit of forward in presence when it comes to its upper mids or mids. So there's a mild mids, forward-ish mids here going on, and it has something to do with the ear tips that it comes with, because based on my experience, the ear tips on the KZ Taurus cripples the overall performance of the IEM, unfortunately. Um, it makes the sound more compressed when compared to the KZ Taurus with the different ear tips, sadly. And it also makes the sound more U-shaped when compared to the KZ Taurus with a different set of ear tips. The KZ Taurus, again, is to my surprise, it is a neutral sounding ish. It is a fairly neutral sounding ish KZ IEM. Okay? Now, as for the bass, just like what I have told, it is a neutral sounding IEM to me. The bass on this one, it is bass shy, it is bass light. It does affect the whole sound because it makes the sound overall a little bit leaner than usual, KZ. It doesn't sound as voluminous when compared to the KZ sets that I have personally auditioned before from a friend of mine. For example, the KZ AM16. It is very different when compared to the KZ Taurus, because the Taurus again is bass light. It is bass limp. It is very controlled. Yes, it is definitely controlled in quantity, and it is mid bass focus rather than sub bass. So do expect some punchy bass here, but again, there isn't any form of additional elevation going on with the Taurus. So yeah, bass heads at heart will definitely skip the KZ Taurus and look for something else for this price point. Probably get a KBA Rosefinch or something like that if you prefer a bass headset. Okay. Now, as for the mids on this one, again, it is mildly forward. Yes, definitely, and especially the vocals. The vocals sound a little bit forward than usual, KZ, when compared to the previous cases. But at the same time, it doesn't seem to exhibit any form of warmth, any form of body to it. So the overall sound again sounds a little bit thin to my liking. Yes, I am a fan of neutral sets, but to a certain extent. I do prefer the KZ Taurus, but not with its stock form. I usually swap ear tips with this one for me to add a little bit of body to the mids, which the stock ear tips doesn't seem to give here with the Taurus. So yeah, definitely the ear tips on this one cripples the overall potential and the sound quality of the Taurus to me. So the lower mids on this one, it is a bit on the thinner side to my liking. So do expect that Sam Smith's and Ed Sheeran's voices here are less thick, less bodied, but at the same time, it is a little bit more detailed than usual. Okay, now as for the upper mids on this one, it is, of course, it is extended, it is forward, it is airy, it is clear, and it has a good amount of sparkle. I wouldn't call this personally a sibilant IEM by any means, because it is not really sibilant, but it sure is thin and does induce some peaks, especially when paired with its stock ear tips. So for those people that are very sensitive to upper frequencies or to boosted upper frequencies, you can still use the KZ Taurus, but probably not on its higher volumes, or probably not for long listening sessions, or maybe pair this with the Final E ear tips and you can use this for hours if you're like me. Okay? Okay. Now, as for the treble on this one, it is well extended for a KZ. Do take note that we're talking 20 USD-ish dollars here, so don't expect too much. But for its price, in my humble opinion, since I have already reviewed and experienced sets within this price range, I can say that the KZ Taurus treble extension is decent. I wouldn't call it the best, but I wouldn't call it the worst that I have reviewed either. So technically there's nothing to write home about when it comes to its treble. It is well done, it is well executed for a budget set. The details on this one is sufficient. I can't pinpoint anything deal breaker with this one because it isn't really sibilant as well. Just like its upper mids, it isn't really sibilant. But for those people, again, with very sensitive pairs of ears, you may want to do some ear tip rolling here, or probably properly using the KZ Taurus in its usual volumes, because it is not that easy to hard to drive as well. So you won't be using this in high volumes, in my humble opinion. Even if you're not very sensitive to upper frequencies, you won't be using this in very high volumes as well. Okay, now as for the technical chops on this one is about average, with a slight potential to be above average when the conditions are met, or the track conditions are met. What do I mean by that? If the track isn't busy, if the track isn't busy, if the track isn't as heavy, like let's say you're listening to a pop song or probably a vocal oriented song, the separation and layering on this one is decent. It is great. I love the separation and layering on this one. It is really nice. I really love it a lot for a KZIM. But at the same time, whenever the heavy passages, whenever the busy tracks hit, the technical chops will take a hit as well, negatively, but not by a lot. I wouldn't call it deal breaker. It is quite anticipated for this price and for a KZIM in this price as well. So do expect that your soundstage is wider than deep, with a good amount of height. Again, separation and layering is clean for the most part, except for the when the tracks are heavy and busy. The imaging on this one is accurate enough. I have no problems with it as well. I have no problems using it when it comes to playing games or listening to podcasts or something like that. Okay? So where should we compare this? We should compare this, to be fair and square, with the budget sets. Like for example, the Tanch Zero. When compared, the Tanch Zero is a less colored, more neutral, more vocal forward version of the KZ Taurus. On stock form, it is also less leaner as well. But at the same time, there will be some mild peaks here and there with the Tanchim Zero, which is quite anticipated, but at the same time, it is really negligible for the most part, because a lot of my friends before did not experience that on the unit that I had before, and at the same time the units they had before. So yeah, it is a very negligible nitpick, and yes, it is cheaper, definitely cheaper than the KZ Taurus, because the KZ Taurus has a removable cable while the Tanchim Zero does not have that. So there's that. And yes, the Tanchim Zero is a little bit harder to drive when compared to the KZ Taurus. Okay? Okay, it is less colored though. When it okay, now let's proceed to the Tangzu 1R. Yes, the Tangzu 1R second gen. Let's go with the second gen first. When compared, the 1R second gen falls within the neutral borderline bright sound signature. So it is your usual common type of sound, or common neutral in today's market type of sound. So do expect that neutral with the sub bass boost with a borderline bright upper frequencies. Instances of sibilance, peaks, harshness are more apparent to the 1R second gen than this one, but the soundstage, yes, the soundstage and the overall body of the sound is better on the 1R second gen when compared to the KZ Taurus, because the KZ Taurus keeps things lean and mean, if you know what I mean. Okay? Okay, so where should we compare this next? We should compare this next with an underrated dog of mine, my personal favorite, which is the Triple Win Ruta 10. When compared, the Triple Win Ruta 10 is a balanced, warm-ish sounding IEM. It has a very good amount of extension, of treble extension. It doesn't seem to sound dark to my ears. I had no problems using the Triple Win Ruta 10. Even with its stock ear tips, the stock ear tips on that one are really good. But at the same time, when compared to the KZ Taurus is a bit more leaner and it has less bass response, but at the same time, again, it is more neutral. So it really depends on what you prefer when it comes to these types of IEMs. If you prefer a more neutral linear approach, or closest to linear approach, well, the KZ Taurus is the better set on the between the two sets. But at the same time, if you prefer an all-rounder set, a fatigue-free sound, or any potential to fatigue, the triple wind Ruta 10 would be the good answer, or the better option, since it is a warm balance set. It is very versatile on all the genres that you put it with, without any worry that you'll find the bass lacking, except if you're a bass head. But for the most people, you won't find any lacking there with the triple win Ruta 10. Okay? Okay. So now I'll switch to the Tagalog version of this video. Yeah, the Tagalog version of this video for the summary. Okay. So, bali itong si KZ Taurus is nasa 10 USD. Sorry, 20 USD. So, nasa 1,000 pesos siya. Compared sa mga KZ na na-audition ko, or nagamit ko, or na-own ko at some point, yung KZ Taurus, yung parang pinaka-neutral sa lahat. Like, literal neutral, up to the point na sobrang nipis na ng tunog niya. And ayun nga, naapektuhan heavily yung potential niya dahil sa ear tips. So, kung bibili kayo ng KZ Taurus, palitan nyo yung ear tips, kahit sabihin natin KB ear, KB07, yan, kahit yun lang, yung pinakamurang ear tips na may re-recommend ko. Or kung gusto mong gumastos talaga ng usual, o sige, might as well go for a Dunu SNS, or Final E. Yeah, Final E ear tips yung parang pinaka-fit dito in my humble opinion, dahil nga sa tunog niya, para magkaroon ng laman yung body para sa akin. So, ayun, if gusto mo ng KZ na neutral, like literal neutral na manipis, na forward yung vocals, well, itong KZ Taurus is yung para sa'yo, kasi sobrang iba talaga siya sa ibang KZs na na-audition and na-review ko before. Okay? Okay. Now, switch na ako sa English portion ng video ko para sa verdict and final thoughts. Okay. So, what's my verdict here with the KZ Taurus? The KZ Taurus is definitely one of the most unique KZ sets that I have reviewed. Again, it does not sound like your usual KZ. Even the bright KZ sets that I have reviewed before does not sound like the KZ Taurus at all when it comes to the overall tonality or the overall presentation, because this one is definitely more neutral than ever for a KZ IEM. So, should I recommend this to everyone? Well, definitely not at all. Not at all, in the sense that, in my opinion, this is a niche tuning for a KZ, because KZ sets are usually U-shaped, or bassy, or V-shaped, while the KZ Taurus isn't really any of those. So, like, let's say, if you want something out of a KZ IEM that has a almost linear response, or almost neutral response from a KZ IEM, I'm not sure on what type of reason or what type of points you are backing it up for you to choose a KZ IEM with a neutral, or to look for a KZ IEM with a neutral approach. But I'm not shaming you, and I'm not blaming you, because again, the KZ Taurus is definitely one of the most unique KZ IEMs that I have reviewed in this point in time. So, props to KZ for venturing, or for creating something different from their usual routine, from their usual sound / tuning philosophy. Of course, not all people will definitely like the KZ Taurus, but I am here for it, because I love seeing brands that are trying or doing their best to be very different, or to be very noticeable, or significantly different from the other brands, because apparently brands today are copying one another when it comes to their gimmicks, when it comes to their compositions, their target frequencies, and anything and stuffs like that. Okay, so yeah, KZ Taurus, definitely a neutral sounding KZ. Okay, and now that ends my review for the KZ Taurus. Again, I'd like to thank Keep Hi-Fi for sending this unit to me in an exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Rest assured that all of my reviews are honest and transparent to the core, like I always do, for the benefit of everybody, of course, including me. Since again, I won't be editing this extensively. English isn't really my native language, and I prefer writing reviews rather than recording them. Okay, now as for the backlogs, I have a lot of backlogs along the way. I still have the I still have the Into Aura Impact on the works. I still have an IEM and an earbuds along the way, I believe. And for by a long shot or probably a pipe dream, I will be reviewing another DAC. Yeah, I will probably be reviewing another DAC slash dongle this time. I'm not sure. If the plan goes well, I will be reviewing another dongle or another DAC, but in the meantime, it's just a pipe dream probably. I'm not pressuring any brands for me to send stuff actually, or to I'm not doing that because again, I want to do a very good quality work. I don't want to collect units, but I want to do, or I want to showcase the brand and their recent works at my very best. Okay? And thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening to my ramblings. My apologies if my voice isn't really well because I'm still not feeling well. Okay, my apologies on that one. I'm doing better. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening to my ramblings and see you on the next one. Isa pa? Last one. Last one.